What's going on, guys? Here I'm doing another tutorial on a skin fade with a 2.5 on top and shaved with the razor. No electric shaver used. As you can see, I'm going in all angles to bring down the hair on top and awfully to the side, so make sure that everything is evenly cut. In this fading technique, I'm going to be fading from the top down. So I'm going to be using the different levers from the 2.5, 2 guard open all the way down to the razor shave. Now I'm going to be grabbing the 1.5 guard open and I'm staying right under the ridge area so I can continue fading down. And little by little you go closing the lever, so you can get that gradual blend going down. Usually by like a finger's length. Alright, now I'm going to be using the 245 trimmer and use this to create your skin line. And you want to make sure you keep your lines clean and balanced across the back and both sides, so that way you can separate the skin zone from the rest of the fade. Now I'm going to use my StyleCraft Instincts and I'm going to create my first guideline using lever open. Now I'm going to be using the 1 guard open and then I'm going to continue fading down. I made that first guideline with the clipper lever open first, so that way I know how far down I need to fade down. And as you start with the lever open, you gradually go closing the lever little by little until you get to that 0 open, which is clipper, no guard, lever open. And now I move to the 1/2 guard, lever open, just to do a little touch-up, cleanup work and connect it with the lever open, no guard section. And I'm always going with the grain, pulling the skin. As you can see, every time I move my left hand, my thumb, to stretch out the skin, using the corners, angles, and making sure you get the blend right. Use the lever open, close, and just look for minor details or hit spots that need to be trimmed down. As you can see, I'm using the clippers in different angles, using the full blade, sometimes corners, left corner, right corner, depending on what side of the head you're on. And it just takes practice. Now I'm going back to the Instincts with the lever closed, and I'm erasing and blending that 0 with the 1/2 guard. Same technique, open to close, close to open, and just erasing that initial guideline that I made with the trimmer. As you can see here, I'm going to continue following through. You know, what you do on one side, you got to continue all the way around. And usually I do all the steps all at once, but for the sake of the video, I was breaking it down so that way I can show you. Now here I go back to the one guard and the half guard just to do some minor detail work and give its little final touches. Now for the hairline, I'll spray a little bit of hairspray, blow dry it down to make sure the hair lays down, so that way I can get a perfect lineup. You know, always start from the middle and then work your way out. Making sure you ain't pushing your client's hairline back. And, you know, most people get mad about that. All right, so this client doesn't like the electric shaver and he prefers a, you know, traditional shave with the razor for his skin phase. So here I'm applying the shaving gel, and then I'm gonna get a hot towel, place it there so, you know, opens up the pores and gives them a nice clean shave with the razor. Alright, now getting to the razor work. You know, you want to make sure you pull in the skin, holding the razor at a 45-degree angle, making sure, you know, you get a nice clean cut without, you know, cutting them or slicing them, whatever. Making sure you're always pulling on the skin. And then you want to stay under the trimmer line. That way when you're done shaving, if you need to clean up with the trimmer, I would use the trimmer facing down and trying to clean up where the razor work is in the first initial zero guard, or the zero then you want to go back and use the trimmer facing down and try to erase, you know, if there's any lines from that first official ball line that you created. And that's it. And that's how you do high skin fade with a razor shave with a 2.5 on top. Make sure you clean that nape area. A lot of clients have hair going down, so you want to make sure you clean all that up. You know, for the edges, I like shaving against the grain because you get a cleaner look and it'll last longer. Now he asked me to shave it down to close to his ear, so I did that. But this is the finished product. This took me about 30 minutes because all my appointments are 30 minutes or an hour if they're doing haircut and beard. But usually this can take you 10 to 15 minutes max. You know, I just take the full 30-minute slot so that, you know, they feel like they're getting catered to and not rushing their cut. That's what they pay for. Quality. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more content. Appreciate y'all.